This segment brought to you by Heinen Brothers Ag, farmers helping farmers by offering quality aerial and ground application, fertilizer, ag chemicals, and anhydrous ammonia. Call today to protect your crop yield.
I'm Will McNair with the U.S. Soybean Export Council. I manage industry and state relations. We've been good partners with the Kansas Soybean Commission for quite a while, right? Kansas, within the past year, has invested in 3 particular projects. Japanese courses at Kansas State University, a risk management course, Latin American risk management course, which takes place at Kansas State as well as down in Latin America. And then finally, aquaculture projects, building aquaculture production in Latin America. The Japanese swine and poultry production courses take place at Kansas State. And essentially what we do is we talk about the intrinsic as well as the extrinsic qualities and value of U.S. soybean meal. So we bring in, for each of these courses, 8 to 10 buyers, as well as poultry nutrition managers, swine nutrition managers, and feed formulation specialists. And they come here, they learn about, again, some of the feed formulation, but then they get one-on-one opportunity to meet with Kansas farmers, Kansas exporters, as well as be able to just learn more about the value of the bean. And then we have the extrinsic value that they learn about through relationships that they make with U.S. exporters here, as well as relationships on the farm with Kansas soybean farmers. The second project that the Kansas Soybean Commission worked with us on this year was the risk management course within Latin America. What this is essentially is we find preferred buyers of U.S. soybeans, soybean meal, different soy products that exist within Latin America that are very good buyers, but then may not have the technical knowledge or the knowledge in terms of buying and hedging the risk. So we know these are preferred buyers in the U.S. and we try to make them stronger, better buyers of U.S. soy products so that they can gain more market share and in turn buy more soybeans. This is a multi-year project we've been doing and it shows great results. In fact, when we had the course just recently in Kansas, they were able to meet with the young Kansas farmers, a group of young Kansas farmers, I forget which group exactly, and the farmers were able to talk about some of what they see, what they do in risk management, and again, talk with these business heads. And what it does, again, is not only strengthen the relationship between U.S. and specifically Kansas farmers and Latin American buyers, but as well just help to strengthen those buyers that will continue to buy U.S. soy in the future. Finally, Kansas has been quite involved with other states, including Iowa and Nebraska, in aquaculture programs within Latin America. Aquaculture has grown to be an incredibly big industry, an incredibly important industry for U.S. soy. It is estimated that I think approximately 9 to 10 million metric tons of soybeans are used in aquaculture annually. In fact, starting in 2011, aquaculture or farm-raised fish surpassed beef as the number, or surpassed beef in total tonnage and production. And it's only gone up there. It's important to note this because aquaculture, and specifically certain species like carp, tilapia, shrimp, others, use quite a bit of soybeans in their production. In Latin America is a very big buyer of U.S. soybeans, soybean meal, and other soy products that make it into these aquaculture diets. And Kansas is helping to, the Kansas Soybean Commission and Kansas soybean farmers are helping to grow that demand and really grow the preference for U.S. soy as well as grow that market. We're seeing increased market growth in other markets as well, but what's incredibly interesting is as aquaculture starts to spring out throughout the world and grow up, markets that used to grow aquaculture for U.S., say China, Vietnam, are now eating all that they can, and they are becoming black holes of sucking in all the aquaculture production that they can. And so that's why we're increasingly buying a lot of the farm-raised fish from places in Latin America. But again, it's all good, because as it grows, they consume more soybeans and create more value for U.S. and Kansas soybean farmers.
Earlier in my life, I rode bucking horses in rodeos, and my shoulders took such a beating, and that was probably the reason for having several previous surgeries on both shoulders. About a year ago, I decided that I didn't want to have another surgery. And so I contacted Kansas Regenerative Medicine, took their treatment process. It was relatively pain-free. Now, after 8 months, my shoulders have healed to the point where I think I'm probably 90 to 95% of normal. It takes a couple of months to start to see results with stem cell injections, but at about 3 to 3.5 months, I started to feel better. I started to have less pain and feel real progress. That continued to increase gradually until now at approximately 8 months. And I'm extremely pleased. I've got full range of motion. I can lift weights, I can throw, I can do a lot of things that I couldn't do without a lot of pain previously.